Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Tea Time. And you know how we do it right here. We bring you entertainment news, views, and analysis, and also the latest buzz in local and global entertainment headlines. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, and I'm here with the Slay Queen, Elsie Godwin, and the Swag King, Ife Oshunkeye. Hi, guys.
What up?
Okay, so with
I'm
that,
getting tired of being called the Swag King.
what you want something fresh? You want something new? Yeah, you've
it's
got
now
to.
part of
Try
him.
something
We need, yeah, but we need.
Like you keep stating the obvious.
We need.
I missed you yesterday.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I missed you guys.
Ife, did you get, or did you want me to drop my ass out, or do you want to?
Drop your ass out.
Yes, we missed you yesterday. So Ife, tell us all about it. 2 weeks in Lagos.
Yeah, 2 weeks in Lagos.
So how did that go?
I spent 2 weeks in Lagos yesterday.
As well.
Yeah,
Go on, tell us, how did that go?
It was a press conference about a movie, a romantic love story about two families that almost destroyed each other, and it's also a faith-based movie that is it's kind of like a Christian movie, just trying to show that Christians are not perfect as well, in as much as they're in a relationship, in as much as they're trying to be religious and they go to church and they're born again. Yes, they are not perfect. They're also human. So I think it's a good movie to look out for. It stars there. It has the likes of Joke Silva, Jide Kosoko, Beverly Naya, Tony Abraham, Fatia Williams.
What was the highlight for you, Ife? I mean, yesterday when you were there.
The press conference, actually. The press conference was very, very interesting because most of the cast of the movie were present, which is very surprising because most times at these press conferences, they don't come, you just see like 2 or 3 of them. But a lot of them spoke about how they're not even interested in the money, but the scripts they saw and the fact that it's faith-based and it's something that a lot of people do not do. People just want to do like the comedy so that they can make sales at the cinemas, make sales online and stuff like that. But this, they most of them said it's about the message the movie was
behind
passing.
the movie.
So I think that was very
And
good.
even for what you said, I think I'm looking forward to it because a movie that should show you that Christians are not perfect is a new one in Nigeria. I mean, we have Greenleaf and all that from Hollywood that shows you our pastors are human, you know? So
all right.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah. So I think we should talk more about it. But before we do, we'll take a quick look at a report that we've got that Ife has specially prepared. So let's take a quick look at how it all went down. 2 weeks in Lagos, the press conference.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Ofelua Oshunkeye reporting for Plus TV Africa. We're presently at the press conference of the movie 2 weeks in Lagos. It is a love story and it is also faith-based. It promises to be intriguing, suspenseful and very fascinating, and you do not want to miss this one.
I would like to personally thank you for honoring our invitation.
It has been amazing. I love the story. Simple, nice. I love the story and I love the cast. I think it's a perfect cast. And people will get to see me. Imagine I'm playing Beverly's friend. And you know, she has to talk to me, speaking that funny.
On my spiritual journey, it's really important to me now. Not to say that it's never been, but now more than ever. You know, and for that reason, I just knew that when I read the script, I just fell in love with it, and I knew that if I could use my craft to bring people closer to God, this would be a great avenue to do so.
It would have been very obvious to go for the idea that these are two people from 2 different ethnic groups in Nigeria, and that's what is causing the clash. But no, that's not what the writer has done.
It's real. It's not just a story. It depicts real life, a lot about real life. So you see all the challenges that you face, you know, all the twists and turns that, you know, come in real life. And again, it looks at it from the Christian perspective. So I think that, you know, sets it apart.
Highlight of this movie for me is the originality of family. I'm not saying this scene or that scene. Family is an intricate web, but the reality, it's realism, yes. It's not. There's nothing cooked up. It is what it is. So for me, family is major in this film?
Joshua is really a simple guy who believes in love, and he's in love. And it was pretty interesting to bring that to bear in the film because I've typically been cast in roles where I'm either a player or I'm some bad guy or the other. So doing this is really just me focusing on the good qualities within myself and bringing it out. And playing with Efe Relay, made it very easy, because she's very delicate, and you want to treat her well, and that's the character. He's very caring, very loving, very considerate, and that's really what happened.
I think one of the most challenging parts I had was the speech in which I talk about what the life of a politician is. It was, because it was with film, it's not as if you're working in sequence, so you're working out of sequence, and some of the things that had gone before were totally not in sync with that particular speech. So by the time we finished the scene, I had to ask to do it again and do it on my own so that I could actually hit the essence of the scene. So that's what it is, easily comes to mind. About 2 weeks in Lagos. 2 weeks in Lagos is, like everybody else has said, it's a love story, and it's a love story in which two families almost destroy each other. They almost destroy, or one family almost destroys the other family.
I mean, Nigeria is it's like a half Christian nation, so of course we need faith-based films because we need to inspire our Christians. We need to give them a reason to have hope, Sometimes it may seem hopeless, in Nigeria. We look at the system, we look at our government, and there aren't that many inspiring things happening in the nation today. So if our films can help to inspire people, then I don't see why we shouldn't have faith-based films.
This particular production, 2 weeks in Lagos, is one of the films that will definitely shake Nollywood and beyond. 2 weeks in Lagos is a story, a family story, family-based story. A story where the trick, should I say the trick, where money power is being played. It is a production that tends to talk about love. What is love? How strong could we, how do we determine which love is strong?
My name is Mali Gavor.
Hi, I'm Utora Osman.
Hey everyone, it's me, Beverly Naya.
Please keep watching Tea Time on Plus TV Africa.
Keep watching Tea Time on Plus TV Africa.
Okay, so that was the press conference that took place yesterday regarding 2 weeks in Lagos, the movie premiere. Not the movie premiere, the
press conference.
Yes, the press conference. Did they say when it's going to be coming out?
Sometime next year.
Sometime next year. All right, we'll take a quick break right now. When we return, we'll be bringing you the latest scoop, the latest news, and the latest entertainment headlines. Stay right here, and we'll be right back.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am. If you no talk, dem go beat you. Na 2,500 I dey pay.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. It's time to get you updated on the major headlines this morning. And we're starting with this one on Davido, who is allegedly wanted in Gambia for assaulting a photographer. Very interesting story, because it was apparently when he was eating that this whole thing started. So I don't know. I think we should start from there. Should we really approach the celebrities when they're eating? What say you? Ife?
I think it's wrong. I think timing matters. In as much as you want to eat their celebrities, you want to get a picture, but sometimes you need to watch their mood.
And even
you need
respect
to watch
the fact that they're doing something at that time.
Yes, you get, because come on, everybody needs their time. Maybe this guy hasn't had the time to even have lunch or dinner the whole day, or any food, and then you walk up to him.
Let me get Elsie's reaction.
An angry man is
not an excuse.
Okay.
I mean, the guy
a hungry man
is an angry man,
exactly.
right? The guy they're saying he assaulted is not even the one that came to take a picture or whatever. It's another woman.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
He stepped in to say, "Oh, calm down,"
and that even made things worse.
You know, so. Whatever the case may be, he shouldn't have. If this really happened,
he shouldn't have.
He shouldn't have.
Why?
Used the glass. I heard his skull broke. I don't know.
But we only saw lips.
That's what people were saying. That we didn't see any head broken. We didn't see anything. That we only saw lips broken.
Please, where is the skull again?
Exactly.
And he said he was going to use the bottle of the
and when I saw that,
him and he stopped him. But the skull part got me laughing.
Yes, I was like, oh, the bloggers are at it again, or whoever was telling the story.
Or maybe that's just the message.
But I just think
so
sometimes there are two sides to a story. You don't know how this really went down.
Exactly. Someone was saying they are waiting for Davido's reaction or side of the story.
You don't know how the guy came to talk to Davido. Maybe he felt because he was a celebrity photographer, so Davido should give it. So like,
and then you know there's a way you talk to someone that is belittling, and then he'll be like, "Who are you? How dare you talk to me like
and
that?"
The guy
you know,
would definitely be feeling big in Gambia.
That this is Gambia. This is how things work here. But this is a global or an African superstar.
I'm also hoping that Davido moves around with a crew that has cameras and all that. I'm hoping that somebody picked something that could that they can release and get the story to die down with pace. Because no matter how he was approached, this is violence. You can't hit someone with a glass cup or try to hit someone with a bottle. No matter how.
That's why I believe that Davido has his own side of the story.
Apart from Davido's side of the story, this is not the first time Davido has been accused of such acts.
He looks like a kind of person that, when pushed to the corner, will fight his corner.
I thought you were going to say he looked like a person that doesn't do that.
When he was pranked and he was throwing a bottle at the
I did see that one. He was aggressive.
Yeah, he was very aggressive. Secondly, I don't know if you guys remember the story of the guy that said Davido was cheating on Chioma at the time that
before
with another girl.
Took the story.
Did you guys hear about that story? That Davido was, when they were trying to say Davido is a bad person, he's very aggressive, and that how come he had been dating Chioma for 5 years while he was cheating on her, and the guy released a video of when Davido was in a club in America with another girl that wasn't Chioma at the time when they were dating. And if you remember that same report, because I remember we spoke about it.
I'm like, it's coming to my mind now.
Where the girl said they seized her phone for hours because she was trying to get a picture of Davido. So this is not the first time his crew members or he personally has been aggressive on paparazzi.
But the case of seizing phone, I mean, if you're recording me without my knowledge, my team has the right to tell you, take that
superstar.
down.
That's why. That's why
you just spoke about respecting people's privacy and then the timing as well.
Depending on the picture you're taking.
But I know the reason why I think this one was like a bit out of hand from the photographer side and from the person that wanted to take picture. He was eating, for crying out loud. Surely you can respect that.
I
even here in Africa or here in Nigeria.
They breach his space and all that. But whatever the case may be, we cannot encourage violence.
I'm not encouraging that.
I'm saying that they must have been. The fans should also learn to respect.
And then I'm saying that until we hear his own side of the story before we knock him down, because at the end of the day, we don't really know what aggravated him to that level.
Whatever it is aggravated him.
Because I actually went.
If he did it, except you are saying it did not happen and this is a cooked up story.
I actually went on Gambian websites and their newspaper website to see if there was anything like that. But I realized that it is only one magazine, Glamour Mag or something like that. I think it's a Gambian magazine that is reporting it, and that's where all the blogs are taking it from. So it's not like we have different sides to the story. So it's like everybody's just picking a story from one particular place and just copying and pasting. So I don't want to say anything like knocking Davido down to
the photographer and see
exactly.
What is he going to say? He's still going to say exactly what he said. No, we need to, the person's side that we need to hear right now is Davido, and he hasn't commented, because I went onto Instagram to see exactly. But even then, at least, I mean, if he wants to tell his own side of the story, who are we to say?
But if he's ever going to go back to Gambia to do a show or anything,
he will be very careful.
He
might what?
He might get arrested.
Get arrested.
Because it's declared wanted in Gambia right now.
Exactly. I see where you're coming from, because I'm like, okay, he probably would not even want to go back to that country after this kind of experience.
And then I saw another story that said he was robbed after a show in Gambia. Himself and Choma were robbed in Gambia.
Maybe that was what aggravated him.
So it was while I was digging, I said, okay, so maybe that was what actually happened, but they are now trying to twist the story. You know, like, there are too many sides to the story right now, because it's still alleged that it was robbed. He hasn't confirmed it was robbed, because they said some of his chains were smashed.
I think the story is so complicated and too complicated for Davido. He really needs to come out to say something.
But I hear what you're saying, Elsie. Regardless of what happens, you know, violence is not permitted or allowed or even tolerated. Anyway. And considering that he's a celebrity, he should be a complete
political ambitions.
Oops. Okay.
I know it reminds me about his NYSC.
It was cancelled.
It was
NYSC was actually cancelled.
So I'm waiting to see if he will reapply.
I don't understand what's going on with the NYC thing. They said it was cancelled. They said it was extended by 3 months. So I'm like slightly confused.
If it was cancelled, then they'll have to give you another opportunity.
Now, this one is not hearsay. He was the one that wrote this. It was like, it was commenting on Smade, I don't know if you know Smade, the UK promoter. He commented on his own after he flashed his own certificate, and he was like, "Now so then cancel my own." So you get, so he has told us.
I'm sure he's working on it if he wants to extend, or if he really feels he really needs to do NYSC. You know.
And it was based on the fact that he was traveling for tours while he was supposed to be in the 3 weeks.
He should have been on low key even if he was traveling. So there won't be.
How could he have been low key?
Okay, so back to this story. Did we see any reactions whatsoever online? How people are reacting to?
People are just saying Davido in cup never full. Some people are threatening that if he tries this with them and all of that, because there are so many instances. We can go on and on. I don't know if you guys remember the story when a taxi driver was beaten to pulp for dropping a girl off at Davido's place and something like that, and something transpired between them, and they beat the taxi driver, and then he also reported. So this is not the first time Davido has been involved in this.
Elsie, you were saying something just in one.
I wasn't.
No, you were saying something about Davido. You were saying something before Ife came in. You don't remember? Yes, you were. You just don't remember. Anyway, time for another break. When we come back, it'll be time for a couple more stories. So don't go anywhere. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got 2 of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. It's still tea time right here on Plus TV Africa. And we're swiftly moving on to our next story, which is on 50 Cent, as his production on his TV series entitled Power has been stopped following the killing of a crew member. Yes, that's the latest story regarding 50 Cent's the production on Power. So this is a sad story, actually, considering that the guy was 63 years and apparently he also started from the beginning when they started. That was like 2013. 2013, I hear. 2013?
14.
2013.
Are you talking about when the production started or when we started watching
2013.
14.
2013.
Okay, 2013, 2014. Make your point.
2013.
14.
2013. You're buying me lunch if it's the other way around. Yeah.
And if it's the other way around, you're buying
yes,
lunch.
no problem.
I'll be here to let you guys know how it goes.
You're going to be moderator.
I'm sure somebody is going to pull it off before the end of the show, so we'll find out.
Okay.
Before the end of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, so we need to find out.
That would be good, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is that person going to be rigorous and thorough enough to actually check every single...
I'm sure they are
if we
listening
see
to
somewhere,
you right now,
if they see somewhere where it says 2030,
and they are checking,
then
but if they see somewhere
where it's 2040,
in multiple places where it's 2014.
When the production started,
go on,
not
Elsie.
The production started in 2014.
No, I'm trying
let's
to
hear
make
what
it clear
Elsie
to whoever
says.
is searching the production date. So search and let us know who the winner is. It's the production date now. What do you want to say?
No, I mean...
It's the production that we're waiting for. I'm so waiting for my lunch, oh Lord.
Production, yeah.
I said no, we are checking
You
it.
said
We're not...
2013.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you said 2014. Let's move on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well,
That's what I wanted.
And they're going to pull it out soon.
What's his name again? It's really sad that happened because he was setting up for the show. Like, they were trying to set up something on the road and then someone from somewhere drove into him.
And apparently that was a crew member as well. So I don't know what happened.
It's a crew member?
A crew member as well. So you know he's on the same set that they're all working.
Wow.
So I don't understand how like the guy would have...
that people will say is from the village. But you know.
Sorry. I lost that one, went right over my head.
Yeah,
yes, so serious. So go on, what were you saying?
It's a sad one, and I pray they can get back to working soon because a whole lot of people are waiting for power. But of course, we understand the situation on the ground, and it's just the right thing to do to hold on and pay respect.
People were actually saying that they were going to take a Christmas break anyway, so this is like
early Christmas break,
and so they will not start production again until probably next year. Yes, and then everyone has actually released one or two words, you know, regarding their condolences and everything, including Omar, what's his name again? Exactly, and
50 Cent.
50 Cent as well. So everyone has been like sending condolences to the family. I think it's Jimenez, isn't it? Their family name. So that's really quite good. Ife, you've not really commented on the story
because it's actually a sad story, and this was somebody that was working on the production on how to make things go smoothly, and it happened in the early hours of Monday morning, and you get so it's like an occupational hazard, if you look at it that way. So it's really sad, and they said they're investigating because the person that ran him over actually stayed at the scene, so it wasn't a case of...
he will stay. He has, I don't know, unless he was intentional.
Yeah, I saw a place where they said it.
So he had to stay, and then because this, you can't just like up and leave. Exactly. You know, so if it was intentional, that's when you like he would have definitely left.
So that's why they said investigations are
still underway.
So.
Okay. Up next, Princess Shingle, another sad story, has been hospitalized following an alleged and attempted suicide. Apparently, she drank bleach and...
her neighbor rescued her.
Yes. So, Elsie's like, you want to tell this story, so let you do it.
No, I'm not telling this story. I'm just... you know, she was in the news about 3 days before this incident, where she was talking about how she was living in a posh apartment, was driving a Benz or so, and then she had to let those things go because she has invested her money and now she doesn't have a car. That now she drives, she uses one of the taxi businesses around and all that. And when I read the story, so many people were dropping messages and saying things from their own angle because she was just trying to encourage people not to live the fake life. But within me, you know, I felt something was wrong. I felt something was off, and at that point, I think I just want to say people should pay more attention to those that are around them and what they put out. Aside people dropping comments on social media and trying to sound like they are wise, sometimes that thing is coming from a place of pain. You know, because when I read it, she said something about now she's investing, she's making more money, and then she still doesn't have a car. She's still living. So if you're investing and now making more money, I'm not saying you have to go back to buy a Benz, but it's expected of you to know that, oh, okay, let me use a smaller car. Because believe it or not, these taxi services, they give you comfort. It's not necessarily cheap. So it's actually way better if you are talking of investing and you know that, okay, I need to spend less in maintaining a car that won't deep into my pocket. So when I saw that line and I saw it wasn't connecting, I felt something was wrong with this lady, you know.
If your take,
it's sad.
I didn't even know about the story she put out there 3 days before time to take her life. But Princess Shingle has always been vocal about the fact that she's suicidal. And
from an early age, she
said it started when she was 18 years old, when her dad almost died in a fire outbreak, and she felt that instead of him going alone, she would feel better to go with him. And she also revealed that anytime she gets disappointed or things don't go her way, the first thing that comes to mind is to take her life. So this is somebody that is suicidal, and so if she had put that out 3 days before, so it's probably because things were not going the way she planned, and even though she said she was making more money and she was investing,
and then it was trying to be laced in giving advice.
So it's really sad, but I think a lot of people really need, I'm not trying to sound very insensitive, but I think a lot of people just need to be grateful for what they have and
contentment.
not
That's what I was telling you about that day when we were talking about 30 billion. Like if I had $30 billion, I would be content. But you didn't want to understand. So we need to be really content.
I think
but
I
have a feeling that she hasn't gotten over the death of her father, because like she said, every time something bad happens, this is the first thing that comes to mind. So I think that's what, it's just my own analysis, but you know, I could be wrong. Anyway, before we round up, I just wanted to say I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, entertainment presenter, reporter, and news anchor, and I would like to wish all of you watching right now a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay, and I'm taking a cue from that to say my name is Elsie Godwin, and I wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance.
Alrighty, okay, so it's me now.
Yeah, it's you.
Okay.
No, I think I should do my own again.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I do yours again.
Because he doesn't know when it is his
Merry Christmas.
Oh, here we go.
Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. By the way, my name is Ifeoluwa Oshinkere, presenter, producer, importer, exporter.
Wow.
Big shout out. Have a blissful Christmas.
And with all of that, that's where we're going to wrap up on the show this morning. We're back later this afternoon for more tea and more stories. Until then, a big thank you to my colleagues in the studio, Elsie, Ife, and I can't leave out the entire production team as well, including our stylist, Kudis Empire. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo saying thanks for watching, as they say in Espanol today. Hasta luego, hasta mañana.